A memorial continues to grow outside the Georgia high school where 2 students and 2 teachers lost their lives in yesterday's school shooting. I'm Shannon Heggie.
I'm Mike Montecalvo. Today, the FBI and local police are responding about being tipped off that the 14-year-old student suspected of carrying out yesterday's bloodshed. The Jackson County Sheriff says investigators did all they could after interviewing the boy about a threatening social media post, but had insufficient evidence to justify an arrest. At the time, the teen denied that he planned to carry out a school shooting, but he's now accused of doing just that outside of Atlanta. He is scheduled to appear in court tomorrow morning and being charged as an adult. Classes were canceled today while those who knew the victims mourned their loss, while some prayed for the suspect.
I just hope that the shooter finds God and that God forgives what they did.
Tragedies like this can make for difficult conversations at home.
Our Hannah Cotter spoke with a behavioral health expert this afternoon about how to talk to your children about emergency events and school shootings. She joins us live from Attleboro now. Hannah?
Emily Matthews with Family Services of Rhode Island says it's a difficult conversation to have, but an important one. Children today are more plugged in than ever, and experts say they often know more than we give them credit for. But Emily Matthews with Family Services of Rhode Island says it's still important to have tough conversations with them about events like Tuesday's school shooting in Georgia.
So many are really surprised by how much children absorb just in the background. So, you know, in the car radio, maybe the news in the background as they're getting ready for dinner. So it's not just, you know, my child doesn't have access to a cell phone. It's all of that media and limiting that because it can be really overwhelming for adults as well.
Out of sight doesn't always mean out of mind. Matthews says even if kids don't hear it from you, they're still hearing about it from classmates and friends. So a good place to start is by figuring out what your child knows. And that conversation will be a lot different with a high schooler than with a kindergartner.
So understanding, you know, what they can grasp, what is going to be overwhelming to them, and just having those honest conversations, allowing them to ask questions as difficult as that might be, and being honest with them about the answers to these things.
She also says it's important to keep an eye on their behavior and notify their pediatrician of any drastic changes in their sleep or eating patterns.
As a community, as Rhode Islanders, we're responsible for how our kids are, right? And that's a lot to take on. And I think it's always highlighted after events like this, but it shouldn't be. It should be an ongoing conversation.
And Matthews says that adults should check in on ourselves too. Talking with a friend or another trusted adult can help make that dialogue easier. We have a list of resources available on our website, WPRI.com. Reporting live in Attleboro, I'm Hannah Cotter, 12 News.
But we begin with the latest on the deadly school shooting in Georgia. The suspect, 14-year-old Colt Gray, is due in court tomorrow. Thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Montecalvo.
And I'm Shannon Heggie. Meanwhile, a memorial for the victims is growing outside Appalachia High School. 2 teachers and 2 students were killed when Gray allegedly opened fire inside the school yesterday morning. The FBI says they previously interviewed him about a menacing post on the social media site Discord, but couldn't do any more because there wasn't enough evidence to justify an arrest. Meanwhile, a chaplain who's helping law enforcement in Georgia offered a message to parents.
Talk to your children. Be engaged in your children's life. One conversation can change a whole lot. One conversation can cost a whole lot.
In the wake of that school shooting, we are taking a closer look at some of the protocols and procedures in place to keep students and teachers safe here locally.
12 News reporter Hannah Cotter is live in Attleboro, where the district has implemented a high-tech system in all of its schools. Hannah?
Mike, Shannon, you never want to imagine an emergency situation happening at any school, anywhere. But districts like Attleboro say the unfortunate reality is it's best to be prepared.
They're not obvious, and you look at that and you say that's not going to, that's not here to keep guns out of the building.
But that's the goal. These small devices are located in every building in the school district to identify where a gunshot might come from and what kind of gun was used.
It's incredibly helpful for the police, and hopefully a deterrent to actually having an event. So.
Mark Furtado, Director of Finance and Controller with the Attleboro School District, says the devices were implemented a few years ago when they were designing the new high school.
We had a lot of really good days where we got to think about structure, rooms, furniture, but the other side of that was also having to address contemporary society and how do you protect students.
He says the devices are comprised of a series of sensors that are triggered by noise and light.
When you get both the school gets a notice and the Attleboro Police Department gets a notice.
They've only had one false alarm, and Furtado says police responded swiftly. It's
invisible. So I think, again, from a student perspective, you're not walking around in a building where you feel like, stuff is going on in case someone shoots. I mean, that's not what you should be thinking about when you're at school. You should be thinking about, certainly math and science and English, and hopefully, the fun you're going to have while you're here.
The district also has other emergency trainings and resources available for students, but these are difficult conversations to have at home. We also